when you order the Koil cutter. This one is for the Dremel. So the very first thing I want to do is show you the arbor. Okay, I'm going to take this apart. This is where the blade goes, and then we'll get started. What I want to show you today is how to put the Koil cutter attachment onto your Dremel. So I'm going to show you step by step on how to put it together. So this is the Koil cutter. This is the aluminum bushing. You've got your Allen screw, your Allen wrenches. This is the arbor, and this is the blade. So the first thing I want to do is I want to hold the bottom of the arbor, and you'll see in here there's a indentation. So you're going to take your blade and you want to make sure that the writing is on the top of the blade. So you're just going to seat that down in there, just perfectly centered, and now it's not going to move. And then on this little piece you see another indentation here. You want that to go down. Set that right in there. And now you're going to put your Allen screw and screw that right in the center with your fingers. And there's two sizes of the Allen wrenches. I'm going to take the skinnier one, just go in here and just tighten that up, finger tight. So again, make sure the writing is on the top as you hold the bottom of the arbor. So when you get your Dremel, make sure you take the plastic collar off, and also you have to make sure that there's not a drill chuck in here. That won't work. So now we're going to take the aluminum bushing and just take it down there and screw that right on there. A little snug. And now we're going to take and put the arbor in with the blade, and we're just going to push this and tighten that up. The next thing I want to do is put the guard guide on. This is what guides the blade, so I want to just slide it right over the blade very carefully, and then over the aluminum bushing. And now I'm going to take the lid of my Koil holder, and I'm just going to put that right onto the blade, right in between. So if you see, I have it centered right in the center of the slot there. So I'm going to just a little bit hand tighten my Allen screws here. So when I slide my blade back and forth, I don't want to be touching the edge of either side of this slot right here. So now I'm just going to put this on the top here and just give it a little bit of a test here. So that's sliding very good. I'm not touching either side of the lid there with the blade. So if you can see that centered. Now what I'm going to do here is take my larger Allen wrench. It comes with two, and I'm just going to tighten that up a little bit with this Allen wrench there. All right, now we're ready to go, so I'll show you how to cut some jump rings. The next thing I want to do is wind my Koil. This is Potter USA's winder, and he also has the mandrels. So I'm going to choose what mandrel I want, and I'm going to put it right here into the chuck. Just slide that right in there, and then I'm just going to tighten it. So I hold this as I turn the handle. Now that's very tight. So one thing you always want to do is wear your safety glasses. So what I've done here is I put a little bend in the wire, and I slide that right up into the groove of the chuck. and that will hold it nicely. So I take it very tight here and I just start the wind. So I kind of hold it tight and to the right, so it's going to be a nice tight coil. Okay, I'm going to stop there, and I cut it very close to the coil on both ends. You don't want any tails sticking out there. So I have my coil, and what I need to tell you is make it about 3/4 of the length of your coil holder, because this end here, that's where you want to stick the blade down in. So I'll get to that. But I made this wooden dowel. I just broke off a piece of a wooden dowel. I flagged the end with some masking tape because I stick my coil right over that, just to where the flag sticks out at the very end. You kind of tuck that under the lid. And then I put the cut lube, which also comes in the kit that you buy from Potter USA. So I put quite a bit on, because the more lubricant you put, the more it extends the life of your blade. Now I'm going to bring the lid over, bring that straight down, because you want to make sure that the cut lube is still on the top of your coil there. So I put the other screw in, and I just tighten that up finger tight. So on the right end there's no coil. I moved everything to the left because your blade is going to sit right down in this slot. And if your coil is too long, the blade is going to kind of lift up. So you want to make sure that that's flat on there. So now I'm going to turn on my Dremel, and I go at the top speed, high speed, and then just cut all the way till it stops right here. Then I'm going to turn it off before I take this off. So I wait till the blade stops spinning, pull that out. I have my little baggie. I usually mark out what I have, 18 gauge, 5mm, or whatever you're cutting. I open my bag up, and that's where it's good to have this flagged little wooden dowel, and I just take it and pour it right in there. And now you have a bag of jump rings. So good luck, have fun, enjoy, and make lots of jump rings. Thank you for watching.